If there is one city in France where you can catch sight of mountains at every street corner, it's definitely the capital of the Alps. The city offers a breathtaking natural spectacle, surrounded by the majestic ranges of Verdun, Vercors and Chartreuse. Today, we are going to take you on a tour of the city nestled among the three mountain ranges, as well as the famous Bastille fortress overlooking the city. Welcome to Grenoble. We arrive at Place Notre-Dame, an important historical site in the city center. The square is surrounded by historical buildings, cafes and restaurants. Here, you will also find the Fountain of the Three Orders, dating back to 1897, commemorating the pre-revolutionary events of 1788. In addition to this, on the square, you will also find the Cathedral of Our Lady, which was erected in the 10th century. In an extremely dense urban setting, it has the peculiarity of having residential buildings attached to its structure. Slowly abandoned due to unfinished restoration works in 1966, the building regained its place in the life of the diocese and civil society thanks to the unexpected discovery in 1989 of the remains of its first baptistry, dating back to the 4th century. You can see the cathedral's grand organ, whose case, classified in 1992, dates back to the 17th century, as well as numerous works of art. We leave the cathedral and head towards the Passerelle Saint-Laurent, now reserved for pedestrians. Until the middle of the 17th century, it was the only bridge in the city and the sole access route for the major traffic axis linking Chambéry to the Rhône Valley. It has been repeatedly swept away by floods and rebuilt, either in wood or stone. The current suspension bridge was built in 1837, and to finance it, a toll was set up for a period of 50 years. It connects the historic center of Grenoble to Place de la Simèze. And it's on this square that we discover the Lion Fountain. It was commissioned by the city of Grenoble in 1839 and inaugurated in 1843. Indeed, from antiquity to the 19th century, Grenoble experienced nearly 150 floods, with more than 80 occurring between 1600 and 1860, causing a significant damage and numerous casualties. The fountain is therefore inspired by these events. The confrontation between the lion and the serpent seems to be inspired by an old Dauphinois saying, with the lion mastering the serpent in its paw, the latter representing the meandering courses of the Isère River. We head towards the Dauphinois Museum, which is located on the slopes of the Bastille within the convent of Sainte-Marie-d'en-Haut. The ascent of the stairs offers splendid views of Grenoble. After a few minutes of climbing, we arrive at the museum where admission is free. Here, we discover permanent collections such as the exhibition Alpine 7,000 Years of History, which explores the history of settlement and life in the Alps since the Neolithic period, and the White Dream, which traces the epic of winter sports in the Alps. Another space is dedicated to the history of the former convent. In the cloister, we find a contemporary art installation by Simon Augade, who has imagined an installation that evokes both a submerged world and a world on the surface. Tentacular, the roots struggle or lean against the walls, resting on the stone and plunging back into the earth. We now head towards the Saint-André place, in the center of which proudly stands the Knight Bayard, facing the Parliament of Dauphiné and the Café de la Table Ronde, Grenoble's Sawdust Café. It also houses the Saint-André Church, founded in 1228. This church, with its pure and unadorned style, housed the tomb of the Dolphins and was destroyed in 1562 by Protestant troops during the Wars of Religion. It's now a simple church. Continuing our stroll through the city, we admire the view from Maurice-Gontard Bridge, the second bridge built just after the Saint-Laurent Bridge, from which we can catch a glimpse of the cable car connecting the city to the Bastille. A few streets away, we find the gardens of the town. One of Grenoble's oldest gardens. Its location has been known since the Middle Ages. It was carried out in the early 18th century by the governor of Dauphiné. In 1719, the city of Grenoble acquired the gardens, the palace, and its dependencies. Behind the garden is Grenette Place. Since the 17th century, it has hosted grain and livestock markets. Its fountain, Le Château d'Eau La Valette, was built in 1825 and is adorned with 4 cherubs riding dolphins, emblems of the Dauphiné. The square is surrounded by historic buildings with elegant facades, featuring various architectural styles, mainly from the 18th and 19th centuries. It's a meeting point for the people of Grenoble, thanks to its central geographical location. We now arrived at Verdun Place, a vast square located in the heart of the city and designed in the 1840s on the site of a former bastion. Originally named Place d'Armes, it was renamed in 1918 in memory of the Battle of Verdun, which took place from February 21 to December 18, 1916. It's surrounded by monumental buildings, most of which date from the late 19th century, forming a square 150 meters on each side. Notably, it's home to the prefecture of Isère, the former Grenoble Museum library building, and the Grenoble Mountain Troops barracks. Direction Paul Mistral Park, where we discover an iconic landmark of the city, the Perret Tower. It's the world's first reinforced concrete tower, inaugurated in 1925 as part of the International Exhibition of White Coal and Tourism. It was classified as a historic monument in 1998. And we end our day with the Bastille Fort to enjoy a panoramic view of the city. Accessible by cable car, or on foot, it's a military fort dating back to the 19th century, built to defend the Grenoble from a potential enemy coming from the Chartreuse Mountains. Here, you will find fortified spaces, a museum of mountain troops, a contemporary art center, acrobatie, restaurants, and above all, a breathtaking panorama. And thus ends our day. Grenoble has revealed its many facets from its historic alleys and monuments. One cannot leave the city without mentioning its gastronomy, with its famous gratin dauphinois, a traditional dish made of thinly sliced potatoes, cooked in a creamy garlic sauce and baked until golden brown, or its delicious Grenoble walnuts. But also its scientific and technological advancements that place it at the forefront of innovation, as evidenced by the presence of synchrotron, which enables, among other things, the study of atomic and molecular structures and fundamental physics. It's one of the most advanced research facilities in the world, attracting scientists from various disciplines to conduct cutting-edge research. See you soon for new discoveries.